Sound check.
Hello, my friends, and we are back with Alan Wake. Where last we left off, I, Alan Wake, an accredited author with writer's block, have gone with my wife to an island cabin in a place called Bright Falls. But somehow the darkness came alive, kidnapped my wife, shenanigans ensued. I am now on the way to reacquire my best friend. Alright, time to just drive the truck. Nope. Yeet. In case people haven't figured it out, I'm not great at driving in video games. Is this where I get out? I guess so.
The flare gun was probably the best weapon I could imagine against the dark things I was facing.
Whoa.
Oh.
Okay.
It was the kidnapper.
You son of a bitch! Where's my wife?
Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
Not done?
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can find it easy, city boy. The main building, there is new. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. Not, well, get me.
Yes, I get you.
Barry had talked about birds over the phone.
Oof. Okay.
Well, and birds don't attempt to kill you constantly.
That is true.
I have an ex who just, birds try to murder him constantly. Like, every bird he meets, regardless of species, it just wants him dead. And he's very kind to animals. Like, he's had to punch a bird before in self-defense. It didn't die or anything, but like he literally had to do like he could walk outside and this would happen. Sorry guys, that was loud. I'm freezing and I was getting a blanket. Now that's what you call an attempted murder.
What up, my friend?
Patty says, what up, homie?
They're gone.
Thaddeus, are you familiar with Stephen King movies?
I sent Barry to the town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Awesome. He said, I've seen quite a few of them.
Nice.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Do you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park outside the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour. See you soon.
Have a great day. Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the Aldrich Bar.
Good.
So when I suggested earlier the idea of doing Stephen King movies, what is it that you said, Briscoe?
Oh, this game wanks him the hell off. I mean, better men than me have quoted it, but come on. The man's name was the first spoken piece of dialogue.
Previously on Alan Wake, Alice has been kidnapped. Alice? I can't tell anyone except my agent Barry.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her. My best
And then, Fetimus, would you like to see these go to a,
I have found only a few scattered.
multiple choice format?
The deadline is in 2 days.
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Episode
How the
3.
hell did she get her hands on the
Ransom.
manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Shellbreaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI.
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were busy. Well, I'll show you her.
Fetimus, it sounds like a good idea if the question is a little bit of a difficult one.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff.
I was also thinking, because with some of them, it's really hard to think of, like, the whole title. Sometimes you know you've seen something,
Most of this stuff takes place
but you can't think of the title of it.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister.
Or at least that's an issue I've
All
had.
the way to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type
Awesome.
myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Island. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
He said agreed, it happens all the time.
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook store. The Scratch and Hang. Comes for you in the dark. Childish stuff.
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best part. All of the articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bad lady you met.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless.
Yeah, anyway, she knew both Jagger and Zane before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Well, mister, this here's Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to talk to her, pal.
Welcome to... Oh dear. Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh, yes. Yes. Please, come in.
Yeah, let's obviously drink the coffee.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry? She doesn't have anything.
Yeah, hey, Al? Al, what's... Oh...
Barry! What? What?
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
I promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on. Turn the light on.
Back to work, boy.
I felt nauseous, hungover. Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right. She promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation of the tipping. About this place. She's worked with another writer under similar circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road. My gun and flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry into the car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
Oh, you're gonna get it now. God knows what you've done to that poor girl. This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Spade! What on? I'm standing right here, you goddamn maniac!
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Okay. And we're running.
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the writer in the ferry, it opened its eyes.
Okay, so first trivia question
This
of the
horror
night.
was everywhere I went, circling me.
In which
The cops
Stephen
didn't
King
stand a
story
chance.
turned
They were
film
after a writer, not a monster.
does the main character, who is a writer of course, face a haunted hotel room? He realizes he is unable to leave the place and must face deceased relatives. A. The Shining. B. Secret Window. C. 1408. D. Cell. Thaddeus got it. 1408. Thaddeus said, I thought The Shining at first, but he's willingly there.
I imagine that
Yep.
the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
You
Unnatural shadows
slammed it.
The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light. There was no power to the searchlight.
In 1408, he's there to just spend at least... Oh, can you make the sound for me, please?
Woo!
Thank you. He just needs to spend over 60 minutes there to investigate the supposed supernatural stuff. Not so supposed. I won't, I purposely made sure not to do spoilers. It's not a great film.
I'd have to see if I could fix it and try again.
But it's worth a watch once. Especially, like, there's, like, an unrated or expanded version. Let me see what it's called, actually. Okay. So, if you watch the extended version, you actually get a completely different ending. So you would want to watch both if you haven't seen it. I firmly believe that the extended version is better, but that you don't understand the film the same way if you haven't seen the theatrical cut.
To recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation. hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Florida. Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in, folks. I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me.
Whoa, everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him. What the hell's the matter with you? There's a civilian in there.
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
Also, if you notice, every time that we've engaged with that FBI officer, he's called us by a different author's name.
What was that? Can you say again?
Every time we run into that FBI guy, he calls us by a different author's name.
I had fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book The Sudden Stop. It was probably good I hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
Shoot.
There was no sensible reason for the power company workloads to be full. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use. There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
Alright, next one. Which Stephen King book has the most film, including made-for-TV versions? A. The Exorcist. B. Carrie. C. The Stand. D. Pet Cemetery.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan. Alan. I'm so afraid. It keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. It's something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me. I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there. The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over. Some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there. The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path. Sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Great. Possessed shit.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path. Some sort on the
Really?
opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Did you die?
Yeah, I got knocked out the open window.
Oh no!
darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over every moment. Opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Sorry, that was loud.
That was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over every moment. Opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there. That was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over every moment.
This is getting mildly discouraging.
Sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there. That was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over every moment.
I'm gonna reread the question.
On the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Which Stephen King book has had the most film, including made-for-TV versions? A. The Exorcist. B. Carrie. C. The Stand. D. Pet Sematary. And if we don't have an answer from one of y'all in a few, I'll go ahead and put it up.
Shore. I hoped I could find a car from there. That was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path. Opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there. That was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path. Sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Okay, so maybe the point isn't to fight. Maybe the point is to run.
That was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path. As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer. That had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Alright, so the answer is B, Carrie.
Really?
The original in 1976, a made-for-TV version in 2002, and another theatrical release in 2013, starring Chloe Grace Moretz. And if that name sounds familiar and you're not sure why, she was Hit Girl in Kick-Ass.
That had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story.
She's been in tons of other stuff, but like, at that point,
the darkness could possess anything, and it was getting
the main thing she was known for was that. Or at least it was one of the main things. And of course, as I'm sure you know, I snuck in one that wasn't even a Stephen King book by putting The Exorcist in there, which has actually had far more revisions, but isn't a Stephen King book.
That had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Woo!
to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine. The coal mine wasn't far now. Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
Wonder if I was meant to drive. Traipsing through the wilderness.
Alright, I had to fact check something. Alright, pardon me, this is going to be loud. I'm opening a can. Sorry, energy drink. No guarana. I had to fact check something, and I found it. So now I can put in the next question. And then I'll hold on that for a little bit.
It's a good thing he dressed for all this cardio.
He followed the rules from Zombieland.
Yeah, you haven't let me check the trunk yet. Why would you start now?
Rule number 1, cardio. Yes, I had to look that up. I don't have that memorized. I know what most of the rules are. I don't know the numbers.
Welcome back to KBF. Hope you enjoyed that too. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special something. Soul. Well, you were talking about that. I was just finding the right. Listen, to me, that's different because I always think you as a hopeless romantic. I do that too.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now. I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Wake.
Where the hell are you?
Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around by
You want
you.
to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna kill him.
I had to get to Mirror Peak. It was close. Maybe closer than ever before.
Alright, so the next question is, in which Stephen King movie, miniseries, or made-for-TV film did we never see Randall Flagg, even by an alias or in a brief scene? A. 11/22/63. B. The Dark Tower. C. The Stand. D. Dr. Sleep. This time I'm going to be stubborn, and I'm going to wait till somebody at least guesses. Is that a flash grenade?
Yup.
Who's Randall? Have you seen The Stand? How I explain it is gonna be entirely different based on whether or not you've seen The Stand. No, the one with the kids walking on the train tracks to see a dead body is Stand By Me. The Stand is the one where everybody gets this horrible flu and like 99% of the world's population dies. Did you see either version of that? Because there's been two of them.
Find a way to avoid electrocution.
The first one, way better. You have not. Okay. Briscoe, did you want me to read the question for you?
Yes, please.
Do you want me to wait till you're in less peril? Alright. In which Stephen King movie, miniseries, made-for-TV film did we never see Randall Flagg, even by an alias or in a brief scene. A. 11/22/63. B. The Dark Tower. C. The Stand. D. Dr. Sleep. Considering you saw the answer,
Okay. I have reached the lookout.
is that a no guessing?
I'm going to say the Dark Tower.
Dr. Sleep.
Okay.
Which you actually watched with me, I think. Okay, so now I'll explain. So, like, Randall Flagg is this character that appears in, like, the books consistently. He's in every Dark Tower book. He's like the big bad of the Stand. He's in The Eyes of the Dragon, which is like a sci-fi book Stephen King wrote. Also, Thaddeus, if you ever want to watch the good version of The Stand, I believe I have it on DVD, because it's really hard to get streaming. And I think I may have just pulled it out of a bin. So just, like, let Briscoe know and I'll pull it. Because it's like 4 DVDs long, because it's from 1994. Oh, I don't want to think about how old some of the people who are listening to this might have been at that point. I can't think. Okay. So anyway, but Randall Flagg shows up in all these places. And then, like, even in books and stories where he's, like, not, like, a key figure at all, there'll be a character that, like, has the initials RF. And you know it's him. So it's a really cool kind of, like...
The flashbang grenades were Standard Power Company equipment.
Okay, yeah, so... It's a good film. They were working on the remake, when COVID hit. And they were also working with Amber Turd, which meant they basically could not do a press tour, because that's when the Johnny Depp Amber Heard like whole thing happened, where they had like there was like they had legal proceedings in UK, and then they had legal proceedings. Yup. And well, you know, like she shat in his bed. But yeah, like then they had legal proceedings in Virginia. So they basically like had to keep her off of the press tour and all of that. So plus the press tour, like they had to hold everything back because of COVID. So sorry, I know way too much about this. Alright, can you catch us up?
So I am trying to reach a point where the kidnapper who abducted my wife and is demanding a manuscript that I don't remember writing.
It was.
I am currently attempting to find the kidnapper who has like sequestered himself in this lonely piece of the woods, while I am still being accosted by they're called Taken.
You just gave me a great idea for
manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I told him at gunpoint.
Another trivia question.
Right on.
Sediment said it'd be kind of dope if he used the shotgun with one hand.
It would be dope if he used the shotgun with one hand.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
Never.
The place was dead, a ghost town.
He was not.
It's maybe a century.
Dedimus said he was not going down without a fight. Alright, this is likely the last trivia of the night. I do like the new format. In which Stephen King movie does the main character argue with a mysterious man who says to the main character, writer, "You stole my story"? The writer's sordid past and messy divorce only complicate things. A. Misery. B. The dark half. C. Secret window. D. Cell. Sadamus says misery. Final answer.
Same.
Misery is a movie about a writer. However, it is about a writer who meets his female #1 fan, who finds him after an accident and wants to help him fix a story she doesn't like and tend to him. This story, in which a mysterious man comes along to say, "You stole my story." While this right, oh, we have a raid.
All right.
And so the answer is secret window.
Okay.
However, that was a really good answer, and I recommend the movie Misery. Alice says, "Hey friend, how is the live stream going?"
Oh, there was a tentative part in the middle there, but I think I got it mostly sorted.
You should catch up the raid while I put some hype out here.
So, I am playing the author Alan Wake. Alan and his wife came to a place called Bright Falls to stay at a hotel. It didn't quite. Oh my days. Oh, that means a fight's coming. Anywho, wife got kidnapped. There's an indiscriminate shadowy evil that's been pursuing me, knocking down trees and shit. And now I'm on the quest to find my wife. This game is very atmospheric.
Alice says, "So spooky."
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Oh, I don't like this. They're being generous with the ammo and the bat. With the ammo, that means a fight's coming.
And then just circling back to that,
Birds.
the movie thing that I was finishing up. Misery is a good watch. Kathy Bates is awesome in there.
Birds.
And it is creepy. Secret Window, though, is also really good, and it stars Johnny Depp. I also have that on DVD. Do people still have DVD players? Can you still have DVDs in those,
Sure, you can have DVDs. I still have a DVD player.
Can you still put them in the consoles?
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah, I don't traditionally like to do it, but you can.
But you have a DVD player, though?
Yeah. Tunnels go to Cauldron Lake.
A big welcome to everyone who came in the raid. Please consider following. We want to be able to do redeems.
Alice? I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here.
Yep. Not sure what I get for collecting the coffee thermoses, but I'm collecting the coffee thermoses along the way.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Should I do one more trivia question?
Sure.
Okay, so we're doing a new format with a trivia where we're doing multiple choice now. Tonight's theme is Stephen King because they mention him a lot in this game. And specifically, we're doing Stephen King, like, movies, miniseries, made for TV, like the visuals, not the books. Everyone is welcome to participate. And if you think you have the answer, you just pop it right in there.
At a lot of points in this game, we are quite literally moving toward the light. Oh no, oh fuck, oh shit. Okay. Agreed. You should have worn the brown pants. CN and TZ. Wait. CW. This is only mildly creepy.
Alright. Last one of the night. Which Stephen King movie miniseries made for TV film is likely to give someone pause about going out in bad weather? I will clarify there's only one correct answer. A. The Dark Half. B. Storm of the Century. C. Cell. D. The Mist. Fatima's got it. Definitely The Mist. Absolutely.
Nice.
Bam! You got it. I am not going to give any spoilers. I will just say, watching that in a theater.
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the
Was
spot where the
intense.
island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat. I was close now. I had to get there fast. I dreaded what I would find.
Hey, I'm here!
Aw, thank you. Fatima said good trivia night, kitty. Yeah, I think this is going to be a much better format. Briscoe, it is 12:37, by the way.
I'm pretty sure that thing.
Did you die or win?
Neither? But that is the end of the chapter, and so that's probably the best place to call it a close. Thank you, Alice, for the raid. I appreciate it tremendously. Follow me. I would appreciate it, and it would really help me out. I got a YouTube. Follow me on there too. That would really also help me out, and I would really appreciate it. Send any thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, or plausible requests to briscoeplaysemail@gmail.com. And appreciate you, homie. You also have a great night.
Thank you. You have a good night.
And as always, thank you and good night.